EA Sports. It's in the game.
Welcome to this one-day match between New Zealand and England at Westpac Stadium, Wellington. So the outcome is that Vaughan won the toss and elected to bat. It'll be interesting to see if that was the right decision as the game progresses. Joining me in the commentary box for this match is Jim Maxwell. You were out in the middle earlier, Jim. How did the pitch look then?
Well, Richie, this should be a batsman's paradise. It's hard and flat with a lightning-quick outfield. There should be lots of runs out here. Definitely a time to fill your boots. If the team batting first can post a huge total, then they can put pressure on the team batting second.
Players are just emerging from the changing rooms and the crowd is giving them a decent reception. So let's take a look at the teams. Here's the lineup for New Zealand. McMillan, Fleming, Astol, Styrus, Cairns, Harris, Oram, McCullum, Vettori, Tuffy and Bond. And here's the lineup for England. Trescothick, Solanke, Vaughan, McGrath, Flintoff, Clark, Reid, Giles, Kirtley, Johnson and Anderson. England are about to start their innings. There's the first runs of the day for England. Hit straight to a fielder. Solanke waiting at the striker's end. That's cleared the infield. Solanke very quickly onto that one.
He picked that up nicely and it's got him 4.
Solanke facing. It's in the air, but it's 4 runs. The crowd really enjoyed that shot.
Well, it was in the air, but there's no one there. No risk.
Bond to Solanke. Got that one over the infield and away for 4.
A bit uppish, but safe enough. 4 runs.
Solanke waiting at the striker's end. There's the umpire signal. No ball.
You can't afford to bowl too many no balls in one-day cricket.
It's straight at Astol. Bond to Solanke. Oh, that is an excellent shot by Solanke. He found the gap with precision.
Lovely shot. It raced away to the fence for 4.
18 runs came from that over. There's just one there. That's a big hit. It's 6. Solanke absolutely smashed that for 6.
The bowler won't like that one little bit.
That's over the infield and racing away for 4. Really struck that well.
What a good placement. No one at home, over the top for 4.
That won't please the wicketkeeper.
4 byes. That'll go down as a mistake by the keeper.
Tuffy to bowl to Solanke. Stopped by Bond. Solanke facing. Another run to Solanke. That over cost 12 runs. One run to Solanke. Wide ball signalled by the umpire.
The umpires are pretty strict on wide deliveries in one-day cricket, so you need to keep the ball pretty straight.
Bond at the start of his run-up. He smacked that over the top and been rewarded with 4. That's the first boundary for Trescothick.
He hit that over the field superbly.
Bond continues. Bond to Trescothick. Stopped in the covers. Trescothick waiting at the striker's end. Comfortably held by Vettori.
He got into great position to take that catch.
Bond gets his first wicket. Let's take a look at that in slow motion. So then, that's the end of Trescothick. He's worked that into the gap.
He must have been sleeping in the field when that ball was hit at him.
Harris is not going to reach that. Super shot by Vaughan.
Well, that was a classic cover drive. A masterful shot, one the spectators love to see.
And the end of the over. Tuffy continues. Stopped in the covers. Solanke facing. Gone, caught.
The batsman will be kicking himself over that. It wasn't a great shot and he looked to be in good form.
Tuffy gets his first wicket. This was how the innings ended for Solanke. England 2 down now for 44.
He looked to be in good form out there. He really should have built on that good start.
A single to McGrath. Vettori is in pursuit, pushed into the gap. Vettori doing the fielding. Just one run. Hit straight at Styrus. 2 runs were picked up from that over by McGrath.
This quick run rate will ensure they set the opposition a big target, as long as this can last the innings.
New Zealand have changed their field. Vaughan waiting at the striker's end. That's out of the ground. The 50 is up for England.
He smashed that a long way. Great to watch for the neutral, but the bowler won't be too happy.
Astol is after that one, pushed through the covers. An easy single there to Vaughan. Didn't quite get hold of that one properly. There's just one there. Vaughan waiting at the striker's end. Hit straight to a fielder. 15 overs are left in the innings. McGrath is now facing. An easy single there to McGrath. That's pierced the leg side field. He's found the gap with that one.
It's tough for the bowlers on a pitch like this, as there really is no margin for error.
Vaughan facing. That was a no ball by Harris. Stopped by Astol. Harris to Vaughan. Vaughan waiting at the striker's end. Hit straight at Bond. Harris to bowl to Vaughan. And that's out. Caught by Tuffy.
Well done, the fieldsman. He really backed up the bowler's effort.
Harris gets his first wicket. Let's see the action replay of that. Vaughan scored 16 runs from 12 balls. Stopped by Styrus. 6 runs came from that over for England. Oram is chasing that one. McGrath just guides the ball down to third man. The sweeper picks up. That's 2 more runs on the board. He goes over the top. McGrath is very quickly onto that one.
Well, he just got away with it. Risky shot. I'd recommend keeping the ball on the ground at this stage.
Vettori to McGrath. Hit straight to a fielder. Vettori to bowl to McGrath. Oh, that's gone a long way. That came right off the middle of the bat.
It doesn't really matter if it goes in the air if you hit it that far. Oh dear, that's a terrible misfield. More runs to the batting team.
Tuffy is after it. "13 overs are left for England."
That was an expensive over for New Zealand.
Fleming has made a change to the field. It's straight at Cairns. Harris continues. That's over the rope. 6 runs off Harris. Flintoff absolutely smashed that for 6.
He really is very good straight down the ground.
Harris to Flintoff. Vettori is after it, stroked through the covers. Picked up by Vettori. They've turned that into 2, that's good running. Vettori is after that one. Two more to Flintoff. McMillan is chasing that one. Stopped by McMillan. One more for Flintoff. That over cost 11 runs. Stopped in the covers. Flintoff facing. Astol is in pursuit. Just one run. He's gone over the top with that, and it looks like 4 runs.
He picked that up nicely, and it's got him 4.
Vettori continues. That'll be 4 more to the total. That was a superb placement.
He picked his spot well there, a glorious boundary.
Vettori continues. That's over the rope. 6 runs off Vettori. Vettori won't like that at all.
The bowler can't believe it, but it is out of the ground. 6 runs.
A nice shot, but it won't make it to the boundary. One run to McGrath. That over helped the run rate somewhat.
Run! Oh dear, that's a poor piece of fielding. He seemed to take his eye off the ball.
That moves the score into 3 figures for England. That's out of the ground. That brings up the 100 for England.
The straight drive is his favourite shot, and it shows.
Harris to bowl to Flintoff. It's straight at Fleming. Flintoff facing. That's a big hit. It's 6. England move on to 1-1-2.
He's always looking for that shot. It's a really strong point for him.
Four runs to Flintoff. England have taken their total on to 1-1-6.
That is a classic cover drive. Foot to the pitch of the ball and it's disappeared for 4.
Harris has only 1 over left now. McGrath waiting at the striker's end. New Zealand have changed their field. Hit straight to a fielder. Cairns to bowl to McGrath. Stopped by McMillan. Cairns to McGrath. Played into the gap. Bond out there in the deep. England have taken their total on to 1-1-7. England move on to 1-1-8. Oram is after it. Oram out at long off. England have taken their total on to 120. Stopped in the covers. That's the end of the 10th over.
England are showing off some delightful stroke play today and the run rate is ticking along well.
Hit straight to a fielder. Harris continues. Stopped by Cairns. Harris to Flintoff. Flintoff facing. Hit straight at Fleming. Harris continues. Vettori is after that one. England move on to 123. Harris to bowl to Flintoff. That's over the rope. 6 runs off Harris. England move on to 129.
His straight driving is perfect at times.
And the end of the over.
Some good attacking batting here by England.
Six. England have taken their total on to 135.
Exciting stuff. He took a risk, but was well rewarded as the ball disappeared over the fence.
Cairns to bowl to McGrath. Oram is in pursuit. England move on to 137. England have taken their total on to 138. That's over the rope. 6 runs off Cairns. England have taken their total on to 144.
Well, he just picked that right off his nose and smashed it over the boundary. Thrilling to watch.
Wide ball signalled by the umpire.
There are stricter rules on wides in one-day cricket, so you need to be careful not to drift down the leg side.
Cairns to bowl to McGrath. England move on to 149.
The bowlers really need to keep it tight at this stage of the match.
18 runs came from that over by Cairns.
The captain shouldn't really use up all of his best bowlers' overs at such an early stage of the innings.
That's gone a long way. England have taken their total on to 155.
He really is very good straight down the ground.
England move on to 156.
Oh dear, that's a terrible misfield. More runs to the batting team.
England have taken their total on to 160.
He really needs to concentrate on line and length right now to keep the runs down.
Goes over the top. England move on to 164.
He picked that up nicely, and it's got him 4.
Styrus to bowl to McGrath. And that's out. Caught by Astol.
A slight fumble, but safely taken in the end.
Styrus gets his first wicket. This was how the innings ended for McGrath. That was a superb knock by McGrath.
He can be happy with that knock. He played really well.
Clark is the new batsman. Out, he's caught him.
Well done, the fieldsman. He really backed up the bowler's effort.
Styrus gets his second wicket. Let's see the action replay of that. So then, that's the end of Clark.
A first ball duck. All that way just for one ball.
6 overs are left for England. That was a no ball by Cairns.
He overstepped there. He was probably trying too hard.
Flintoff waiting at the striker's end. Vettori is chasing that one. England move on to 166. Cairns to bowl to Reed. England have taken their total on to 167. Flintoff facing. Over the top and away for 4. His 50 has come up off 30 balls.
He should be looking to bowl a tighter line at this stage.
Five overs are left in the innings.
This is what you'd call a healthy run rate. We'll see if they can carry it throughout the innings.
Over the infield and racing away for 4. England have taken their total on to 175.
Well, it was in the air, but there's no one there. No risk.
Styrus continues. That's over the rope. 6 runs off Styrus. England move on to 181.
Well, you can't set fields for shots like that. That's brilliant.
England move on to 185.
The bowler needs to avoid giving away boundaries, so he must keep it tight.
Styrus to Reed. Reed facing. Styrus continues. Bond cuts that off. England have taken their total on to 186. That over cost 11 runs.
This could be an ideal time to introduce the spinners into the attack.
Bond to begin a new over. New Zealand have changed their field. Bond to bowl to Reed. Bond had the batsman in trouble with that one. Got that one over the infield and away for 4. England move on to 190.
He hit that over the field superbly.
Bond continues. He's taken the aerial route there. 4 runs. England have taken their total on to 194.
He should be looking to bowl a tighter line at this stage.
Bond to Reed. It's in the air, but it's 4 runs. England have taken their total on to 198.
What a good placement. No one at home, over the top for 4.
11 runs came from that over. Flintoff waiting at the striker's end. New Zealand have made an adjustment to their field. Cairns is after that one. Fielded by the man at long on. England move on to 199. Reed waiting at the striker's end. Styrus is in pursuit. England have taken their total on to 200. Cairns out at long on. England move on to 201. Stopped by Macmillan. Tuffy continues. 3 runs were picked up from that over by Reed.
England are showing off some delightful stroke play today, and the run rate is ticking along well.
Bond to bowl to Flintoff. Oram is after it. He's got it into the gap. Fielded on the boundary by Oram. England have taken their total on to 202. Reed waiting at the striker's end.
Yes.
That was athletic fielding by Tuffy. England move on to 203. It goes over the top. England have taken their total on to 207.
The bowler needs to avoid giving away boundaries, so he must keep it tight.
England move on to 208. 7 runs came from that over by Bond.
Yes.
6. England move on to 214.
Well, he really hit that a long way. Exciting stuff.
Tuffy to Flintoff. England have taken their total on to 215. England move on to 216. Tuffy to bowl to Flintoff. England have taken their total on to 217. A great piece of fielding. Here we are at Westpac Stadium, Wellington, for the exhibition match between New Zealand and England. New Zealand require 219 to win. There's the first runs of the day for New Zealand. Fleming facing. Kirtley to bowl to Fleming. It's straight at Johnson. 218 runs required. Four wides to New Zealand.
That was very wide. The keeper couldn't get anywhere near it.
Kirtley to Fleming. Four wides to New Zealand.
The poor wicketkeeper had no chance with that, it was so wide.
Fleming facing. Ooh, that looked quite nasty.
He looks really fired up today. That was certainly a very quick delivery.
Kirtley to bowl to Fleming. Stopped by Johnson. And the end of the over. The required run rate is around 10.5 and over. McMillan waiting at the striker's end. Anderson to bowl to McMillan. Anderson to McMillan. There it goes. It goes over the top. Picked up very early by McMillan.
He's always looking for that shot. It's a really strong point for him.
McMillan facing. That's over the rope. 6 runs off Anderson. The bowler won't like that one little bit.
He really is very good straight down the ground.
That's a really good start to the innings by New Zealand.
Clark is not going to reach that. Those are the first runs for Fleming.
That was a beautifully played leg glance. Right off the face of the bat, just turning the wrists as it got to him.
Kirtley to bowl to Fleming. Kirtley continues. They have 18 overs to get, 194. Kirtley at the start of his run-up.
Yeah.
Just one run. Hit straight to a fielder. Kirtley continues. Four wides to New Zealand.
That was a poor piece of bowling. They can't afford to give away runs like that.
Kirtley to McMillan. Four wides to New Zealand.
Four wides. That's terrible bowling. His captain won't be pleased at all.
Kirtley to McMillan. That over eased the pressure on the batting team. The required run rate is around 10.5 and over.
New Zealand need to polish their placement and push for more runs to get back up near the run rate needed.
Anderson continues.
Run.
One run to Fleming. McMillan waiting at the striker's end. Anderson continues. Anderson to bowl to McMillan. A very good over. Only one offered in the end. The required run rate is around 11 and over.
They are meant to be chasing a total, but all they are doing right now is falling behind.
6.
That's a demoralising sight for any bowler, seeing the ball sail over the fence.
Fleming facing. He's cleared the infield. 4 runs. Kirtley is not impressed.
Well, he just got away with it. Risky shot. I'd recommend keeping the ball on the ground at this stage.
He's got that one over the infield and away for 4. The 50 is up for New Zealand.
He really needs to concentrate on line and length right now to keep the runs down.
New Zealand will be pleased with the progress they've made so far. That's a big hit. It's 6. That takes the partnership between these two batsmen past 53. They've batted really well.
He hardly seemed to hit it, but it's gone for 6.
Four more to Fleming. He found the gap with precision.
Well, you don't see that shot played much better than that.
Kirtley continues. .15 overs are left in the innings. The required run rate is around 10.5 and over.
The bowler didn't keep it tight enough there. I'd be surprised if he stays in the attack.
Anderson to bowl to Macmillan. He's worked that into the gap. One more to Macmillan. Anderson continues. There it goes. He's gone over the top with that, and it looks like 4 runs.
Well, it was in the air, but there's no one there. No risk.
Anderson continues. Not timed perfectly, but they'll get some runs anyway. That's 4 more. That was 4 the moment it left his bat.
He picked that ball up beautifully. The bowler will have to be careful not to put the ball in that area again.
Run.
One more for Fleming. 10 runs came from that over by Anderson. The required run rate is around 10.5 and over. Fleming waiting at the striker's end. Fleming facing. Curtly to Fleming. That's cleared the infield. Fleming very quickly onto that one.
Well, he just got away with it. Risky shot. I'd recommend keeping the ball on the ground at this stage.
Curtly continues.
Run.
That's over the rope. 6 runs off Curtly. Curtly won't like that at all.
Well, you can't set fields for shots like that. That's brilliant.
Nine runs came from that over. Pushed it into the gap. A cracking stroke. Super shot by Macmillan.
Well, he smashed that for 4 with a big smile on his face.
Anderson continues. Macmillan waiting at the striker's end. Anderson continues. Curtly is in pursuit. The sweeper picks up. batsmen changed their mind. The fielder will be struggling to cut that off. Fleming has reached his 50 from 30 balls.
The bowlers really need to keep it tight at this stage of the match.
Fleming facing. Overs are left for New Zealand.
This is a reasonably level-headed run chase by New Zealand.
McMillan waiting at the striker's end. Stopped by Trescothick. Giles to bowl to McMillan. Oh, big shout for that one. And the umpire's given it.
That was a good decision by the umpire under a lot of pressure.
Giles gets his first wicket. This was how the innings ended for McMillan. McMillan is making his way back to the pavilion.
He certainly looks a little disappointed with that decision.
The next batsman is Astell. Flintoff is after that one.
Yes.
A single to Astell. Hit straight to a fielder. Fleming facing. He goes over the top.
He picked that up nicely and it's got him 4.
And the end of the over. The required run rate is around 11 and over. Hit straight at Anderson. Flintoff to Astell. Wide ball signalled by the umpire.
Are giving away too many extras in this innings. They need to tighten up.
Astell facing. Hit straight at Anderson. Astell waiting at the striker's end. Stopped by Anderson. Flintoff to Astell. Johnson is chasing that one. Just one run. He's got that one over the infield and away for 4. New Zealand have taken their total on to 101.
A bit uppish, but safe enough. 4 runs.
10 overs are left for New Zealand. The required run rate is around 11 and a half and over. Giles to Astol.
Yeah.
There's just one there. Giles continues. It's high in the air. Flintoff is after it. Fantastic work from Flintoff.
The fielder did well there. He made it look easy, but it was a difficult catch to take.
Giles gets his second wicket. Let's see the action replay of that. So then, that's the end of Fleming.
That was a fine innings.
Styrus is the next man in. Giles to bowl to Styrus. There it goes. That was well held. It was in the air a long time.
It took an age to come down. The batsman really skied that one.
Giles gets his third wicket. We can have a look at that again. Styrus goes for a duck.
That's an extremely long walk when you've been dismissed for a duck.
The next batsman in is the right-handed Cairns. A very good over. Only one off it in the end. The required run rate is around 13 and over.
New Zealand are batting a little too slowly. The game will slip away from them if they don't do something soon.
Astol waiting at the striker's end. Flintoff continues. Flintoff to Astol. That's been given as a wide.
Are bowling too many wides out there. They need to keep it tighter.
Giles is not going to reach that. Well, he's seeing it like a beach ball out there now.
That was a great shot to watch. He just leant into it and stroked it to the boundary for 4.
Astol facing. That's out of the ground. Astol moves into double figures with those runs.
The fielder just watched it. Going, going, going.
That's a fantastic strike.
The bowler doesn't look too happy about it. There might be a little bit more in the next one.
16 runs came from that over by Flintoff. Pushed into the gap.
The bowler doesn't look too happy about that one. Misfields are infuriating for a bowler.
An easy single there to Cairns. Astle waiting at the striker's end. Giles continues. That's over the rope. 6 runs off Giles. Astle has moved into the 20s and is starting to look far more relaxed.
Great strike. It looked like 6 the moment he struck it. Come.
McGrath out at long on. One more for Astle. Eight runs were picked up from that over by Cairns. The required run rate is around 13 and over.
It's a little odd that the batsmen haven't made a wholehearted effort to stick with the required run rate.
That's cleared the boundary. 6 runs.
It doesn't really matter if it goes in the air if you hit it that far.
Flintoff continues. Flintoff to Astle. Giles is in pursuit. Fielded by the man at long on. Another single to Astle. One run to Cairns. Giles is after that one. Just one run. That's over the rope. 6 runs off Flintoff. They'll be looking for that ball for days.
Exciting stuff. He took a risk, but was well rewarded as the ball disappeared over the fence.
That over eased the pressure on the batting team. The required run rate is around 12 and a half and over. Astle facing. Astle waiting at the striker's end. That's a huge 6. Giles won't like that at all.
The bowler can't believe it, but it is out of the ground. 6 runs.
Giles continues. That's a big hit. It's 6. New Zealand move on to 54.
What an effortless shot. Brilliant.
And the end of the over.
They are meant to be chasing a total, but all they are doing right now is falling behind.
That's gone high in the air. Clark is chasing that one, but it'll drop safely. Fielded by the man at long on. That's 2 more runs on the board. New Zealand move on to 156. Flintoff continues. Out, caught.
For those of you watching at home, that's a good example of how to take a catch.
Flintoff gets his first wicket. This was the end of the innings for Cairns. Cairns goes for only 10. The next batsman is Harris.
Yes!
A single to Harris. Flintoff continues. Flintoff to Astol. There it goes. Clark is after it. Clark couldn't quite reach it. Clark reaches it before it crosses the boundary. There's just one there.
New Zealand have a target to chase here today, but you wouldn't know it, judging by their current run rate.
There it goes. And he's got away with it. That had 4 written all over it. An easy single there to Astol. Over the top and away for 4. Johnson is not impressed.
He should be looking to bowl a tighter line at this stage.
Harris waiting at the striker's end. Johnson to bowl to Harris. There it goes. That was really well judged. It went a long way up.
That was moving pretty quickly and he did well to cling onto it.
Johnson gets his first wicket. Let's take a look at that in slow motion. New Zealand are 5 down now for 163.
Well, it seems like miles back to the pavilion when you've got out cheaply.
Oram comes in at number 7. Four runs came from that over for New Zealand. The required run rate is looking more and more out of reach here.
If they want to win this game, they should be thinking about getting a move on.
Clark to bowl to Astol. Up and over and 4 runs. Astol has scored 50 off 35 balls.
A bit uppish, but safe enough. 4 runs.
Clark to Astol. There it goes. Flintoff is after it. Fantastic work from Flintoff.
That was moving pretty quickly and he did well to cling onto it.
Clark gets his first wicket. We can have a look at that again. Astol makes his way back to the dressing room.
Well, he's played really well out there. He looked confident and was moving his feet really well.
McCullum is the new batsman for New Zealand. And that's out. Caught by Solanke.
Brilliant catch. The batsman can't believe he hung on to that.
Clark gets his second wicket. This was how the innings ended for McCullum. McCullum is out first ball.
Out first ball. He might just as well have stayed in the dressing room.
Vettori is the new batsman. It's in the air. Flintoff is after that one. Flintoff is underneath it and takes it comfortably.
Straight down the fielder's throat. The batsman will be kicking himself.
That's the third wicket now for Clark. This was how the wicket fell. Vettori is out for a duck.
That's an extremely long walk when you've been dismissed for a duck.
It's high in the air. Flintoff couldn't quite reach it.
He wasn't in very good position to take that. I think he misjudged it.
It's straight at Flintoff. Clark to Tuffy. They've turned that into 2. That's good running. That over cost 6 runs. The required run rate is around over 15 and over. Oram waiting at the striker's end. There it goes. Run. And safe. Just 1 run. There it goes. Flintoff is chasing that one. A good catch from Flintoff.
That was an important catch. He did very well to hang on to it.
Johnson gets his second wicket. This was how the innings ended for Tuffy. So then, that's the end of Tuffy.
He's classified as a tail-end batsman, and you can understand that after watching that innings.
There it goes. That was well held. It was in the air a long time.
He kept his concentration really well. He had a long time to think about that before it came down.
England are looking very, very happy. So to sum up then, England win by 48 runs.